When a Sigma male goes silent, it always means something. He's not the type to go quiet just to play games. He's not trying to make people guess or seek attention. His silence is a clear message, even if it's not spoken out loud. And for those who don't understand him, that silence can be confusing, even frustrating. Most people are used to constant communication. They expect fast replies, regular updates, and open emotions. But Sigma males don't operate that way. They live differently. They think before they speak, and sometimes they don't speak at all. To them, silence isn't awkward. It's natural. And when something's not right, they withdraw into that silence without warning. The silence of a Sigma male is never random. It's his way of dealing with the world when things don't make sense or when people cross lines. You won't always get an explanation. You won't get long speeches or emotional breakdowns. What you'll get is distance, stillness, quiet. And in that quiet, he's saying more than most people ever could with words. This silence can mean many things, but in this video, we're not guessing. We're going to explore 6 brutal truths about why Sigma males go silent. Not theories, not polite answers, just real direct truths. And some of them might be hard to hear. Because the truth is, when a Sigma male goes silent, he's making a serious move. It could be to protect his energy, create space, or send a final message. But whatever the reason, one thing is certain: it's never meaningless. If you've ever wondered why a Sigma male suddenly disappears, stops talking, or shuts down completely, this video will give you answers. Clear ones, brutal ones, the kind of truths most people don't want to face. Let's begin with the first one. Truth 1. Overwhelm from social interaction. Sigma males don't hate people, but they do get overwhelmed by them. Social interaction, especially when it's constant or shallow, can wear them down fast. Even if they enjoy a conversation, too much of it drains their energy. That's why one of the brutal truths behind their silence is simple. They've had enough. Most people don't think twice about small talk, group chats, or weekend plans. But for a Sigma male, all that back and forth starts to feel like noise. After a while, the noise becomes too loud. The more time they spend around people, the more they feel the need to pull away. Silence becomes their way of regaining control. They might go quiet during a conversation. They might cancel plans last minute. They might not respond to messages for days. It's not personal, it's survival. Their brain is full. Their mind is tired, and their energy is gone. This isn't something they explain. Sigma males don't like talking about their limits. They don't want to be seen as weak or overly sensitive. So instead of explaining their silence, they just let it happen. And that can confuse people who are used to constant contact or quick replies. What makes this truth harsh is that most people take it the wrong way. Friends may think the Sigma male is losing interest. Partners might think he's angry, but he's not. He's just protecting his peace. When he gets overwhelmed, the only way to recharge is to go silent. No talking, no listening, just stillness. During this time, the Sigma male resets. He thinks. He reflects. He clears his mind. This silence might last a few hours or a few weeks. It depends on how deep the overload goes. And when he's ready, he returns. Not with an apology, but with calm focus. If you don't understand this side of him, you might feel pushed away. But if you do understand it, you'll realize something powerful. Silence isn't rejection. It's recovery. It's a way for him to stay grounded in a world that constantly pulls at his energy. This truth may be hard to accept, especially for people who crave constant attention. But Sigma males aren't wired that way. When they go silent, they're not trying to hurt anyone. They're trying to find space where they can breathe. Truth Chapter 2. Disinterest in superficial engagements. Sigma males don't care for small talk. They don't enjoy gossip. And they don't pretend to be interested in things that feel fake or pointless. When conversations or situations lack depth, they check out. Their silence in those moments isn't rude, it's honest. It means, this isn't worth my time or energy. They crave meaning in their connections. If a conversation isn't real, they feel it immediately. If someone is only talking to impress others, show off, or fill silence, the Sigma male won't play along. He might nod. He might listen politely. but inside he's already shut the door. That's why people often say he zones out or goes quiet for no reason. The truth is, he's not being difficult. He's just done pretending. This disinterest doesn't just happen in conversation. It happens in social circles too. Sigma males avoid groups that focus on popularity, trends, or shallow goals. If he's invited to a party where no one talks about anything real, he'll likely decline. If he does show up, don't expect him to stay long. What makes this truth brutal is that people often take it personally. They think he's judging them, but he's not. He's just not willing to waste time on something that doesn't feed his mind or spirit. It's not about being better than others. It's about being true to himself. And being true to himself means staying silent when there's nothing meaningful to say. Sigma males don't talk just to fill the air. If the topic doesn't matter, if the energy feels fake, or if the people involved are performing instead of connecting, he disappears, mentally, emotionally, or even physically. This silence can feel cold, but for the Sigma male, it's cleaner than lying. He won't fake laughter. He won't pretend to care. He respects people enough not to say things he doesn't mean. And that kind of honesty is rare, so rare that many mistake it for arrogance. But look closer, and you'll see something else. He's just waiting for something real. A conversation that matters. A topic that sparks thought. A connection that isn't based on status, games, or surface-level noise. Until that moment comes, his silence will stay. Not to punish, but to protect his values. Truth 3. Need for personal space. One of the biggest reasons Sigma males go silent is because they need space. Real space, not just physical distance, but mental and emotional space too. When the world gets too loud or too close, they pull back. That silence isn't anger. It's not punishment. It's a quiet way of saying, I need room to breathe. Sigma males are not built for constant contact. They don't enjoy being around people all the time. Even if they like someone, too much time together starts to feel heavy. They begin to feel trapped, overstimulated, or out of sync with themselves. And when that happens, they disappear, not to hurt others, but to reconnect with their inner world. This space is where they reset. It's where they think, solve problems, and regain their balance. Without it, they start to feel off. Conversations feel forced. Their mind gets cloudy. Their actions become rushed. So instead of pushing through it like others might, the Sigma male stops. He goes quiet, and he won't always explain why. Sigma males rarely give long talks about their needs. They expect people to either understand or not. If someone demands answers or pressures them to open up, they'll pull away even faster. Not because they're trying to hide, but because they feel misunderstood. What makes this truth difficult is that it often hurts the people around them. Friends and partners may feel pushed away. They may think the Sigma male is shutting them out, but he's not. He's simply choosing to protect his peace, and silence is the cleanest way to do that. This personal space isn't just about being alone, it's about having time to exist without expectations. To not talk, to not perform, to not explain. It's time to just be. And for Sigma males, that time is sacred. Without it, they feel like they're losing control of themselves. The silence might last a few hours, a day, or even longer. But when it's over, the Sigma male often returns more clear, calm, and grounded. Not because someone pulled him back, but because the space gave him what he needed. People who truly understand a Sigma male won't fear his silence. They'll know it's not distance, it's recovery. And they'll give him the room he needs without taking it personally. Because when a Sigma male goes silent, it's not about others. It's about reconnecting with himself. Truth 4. Processing complex emotions. When a Sigma male is dealing with strong emotions, he doesn't talk it out. He doesn't vent to friends or post about it online. Instead, he goes silent. Not because he doesn't feel, but because he feels deeply. And when his emotions get complicated, his instinct is to handle them alone. This kind of silence isn't cold. It's protective. Sigma males aren't afraid of their feelings, but they don't trust just anyone with them. They know emotions can be messy. and they want to understand what they're feeling before letting anyone else in. So they retreat. They think. They reflect. And during that time, they don't say much, if anything at all. Others may not see what's going on. On the outside, it looks like he just went quiet. No message, no explanation. But on the inside, there's a storm of thought. He could be angry, confused, hurt, or sad. But instead of reacting out loud, he pulls back to figure it out first. His silence is his way of sorting through the noise in his own mind. This approach can feel distant to the people close to him. They want to help, but they can't fix what they don't understand. And the Sigma male won't explain it until he's ready, if ever. That's one of the hardest parts of knowing him. His emotions run deep, but his way of dealing with them is quiet. He doesn't want to say something he'll regret. He doesn't want to open up while his thoughts are still a mess. He wants clarity, and the only way to get it is through silence. That's why he shuts down communication when he's overwhelmed emotionally. It's not about avoiding people. It's about not losing himself. Some see this as emotional immaturity. But that's not the case. Sigma males take full responsibility for their emotions. They just choose to process them in private. Talking too early before they understand their own feelings feels pointless or even risky. So they stay silent until the storm passes or makes sense. When they finally do speak, what they say has weight. It's not reactive. It's not emotional noise. It's thought out and real. But to get to that place, they first need silence. This truth can be brutal for anyone who wants constant access to their emotions. But Sigma males aren't built that way. Their silence during emotional struggles isn't weakness, it's control. Truth. 5. Discomfort with group dynamics. Sigma males don't thrive in group settings. They're not drawn to crowds, group chats, or team environments that require constant back and forth. Instead, they feel more comfortable in quiet spaces, one-on-one conversations, or time spent completely alone. When they're forced into group dynamics, silence becomes their escape. This silence isn't about being rude. It's about not feeling at home in a system that doesn't suit them. Group dynamics often come with pressure to speak, to agree, to follow along. But Sigma males don't like any of that. They don't speak unless they have something to say. They don't agree just to blend in. And they don't follow group rules unless those rules actually make sense. That's why they go silent. They sense when the group energy feels fake. They hear the forced laughs, the shallow jokes, and the constant need for attention. It exhausts them. And rather than push through it, they shut down, not to get noticed, but to protect their peace. This silence is often misunderstood. People assume the Sigma male is arrogant, shy, or antisocial. But really, he's just not interested in performing. He'd rather say nothing than say something that doesn't feel real. That makes him the quiet one in the room, the one who watches instead of talks. In social gatherings, he might stay on the edges. He'll let others lead the conversation. He might respond briefly or not at all. And if things get too loud or too shallow, he might leave early. Not out of anger, but because his energy doesn't belong in that space. The brutal truth is this: group dynamics often reward the loudest voices, not the wisest ones. Sigma males know this, and they don't care to compete. So they go silent, observing everything but engaging with very little. It's not about being better than others, it's about staying true to their natural rhythm. This can lead to isolation. The more often they go silent in groups, the fewer invites they get. But for the Sigma male, that's a fair trade. He doesn't want attention. He wants authenticity. And if he can't find that in a group, he'd rather be alone. People may not understand this. They may take the silence personally. But for the Sigma male, silence in group settings is not rejection, it's honesty. It's a quiet way of saying, this isn't for me. Truth. 6. Asserting boundaries. When a Sigma male goes silent, it can be his strongest message. A firm line has been crossed. Unlike others who argue or explain their feelings out loud, Sigma males assert their boundaries through silence. No shouting, no long explanations, just stillness. And when that silence hits, it's serious. Sigma males don't like conflict, but they won't allow disrespect, dishonesty, or manipulation either. So when someone crosses a line, talks over them, pushes too hard, invades their space, they won't respond with drama. They respond with silence. That silence is their way of saying, "This isn't okay." It's not passive. It's powerful. By going quiet, the Sigma male is making a clear statement without saying a word. He's removing his energy from the situation. He's creating distance. And he's protecting what matters most: his peace, his time, and his self-respect. This boundary setting can confuse people. They may think he's ignoring them, giving the cold shoulder, or being emotionally distant. But that's not what's happening. He's simply refusing to engage in something that doesn't align with his values. He's showing that he won't tolerate certain behaviors, no matter who it comes from. The silence can feel harsh, but it's not meant to punish. It's meant to create space. A Sigma male doesn't want to fight. He wants space to think, process, and decide what to do next. If the person respects that space, there's a chance to rebuild. If not, the silence might become permanent. This form of boundary setting is what makes Sigma males so different. They don't draw attention to their limits. They just enforce them, quietly and consistently. And once a boundary is broken too many times, they walk away without warning. The silence that follows is not a pause. It's a conclusion. People who don't understand this think Sigma males are cold-hearted, but they're not. They care deeply. That's why they need to protect their energy so fiercely. They know how much effort they give when they trust someone. So when that trust is broken, silence is the only way to keep their dignity intact. The brutal truth? If a Sigma male goes silent after a conflict or disappointment, it likely means he's done explaining himself. He's done justifying his limits, and now he's simply living by them. When a Sigma male goes silent, it's not for show. It's not to get attention or play games. It's real. His silence is a decision, a line drawn, a message without words. And once he chooses silence, it means something important has changed. Whether he's overwhelmed, uninterested, protecting his space, working through emotions, avoiding group chaos, or drawing a line, his silence is always rooted in truth. It's calm, but it's not empty. It's quiet, but it's never weak. Most people don't know how to handle this kind of silence. They expect explanations, reactions, or second chances. But Sigma males don't work that way. If you pushed too hard, ignored the signs, or broke a boundary, his silence might be the last thing you ever hear from him. That's the brutal truth. Sigma males don't need to raise their voice to show power. They don't need to speak to make a decision. When the world gets too loud, they do what they do best: step back, go quiet, and move on. So if a Sigma male goes silent around you, pay attention. That silence is louder than most people's shouting. And once it's there, it's hard to come back from.